Hello everyone, welcome to Scores for Toys at Any Moon It Comes transformation guide for the VF-31AX Kairos Plus toy. We're going to begin in Battroid, go to GERWALK, and end up in fighter mode. This is Bogue. Say hello, Bogue. Hello everybody. This also works for Mirage or Hayate versions, and if they ever release any more, it'll work for those too. So to begin, there is an extension gimmick at the hips, and we are going to press that in, and we are going to press down to collapse the knees. If you wanted to, we could do the feet now if you're going straight to fighter mode, but that's where we're going to end at the moment. All right, now I'm going to focus on the back of the toy. I'm going to bring the wings out a little bit, and then what I'm going to do is bring the guns down, and I'll bring the backpack up like so, and there are these little locks right here, and they're on either side. You're just going to bring that lock upward, and then push it in. Same thing over there. And now your back is locked into place. And then we have two little pegs right here. Just gonna fit a thumb in underneath and push up. There's the little peg. I'm gonna push down on that now. And we've freed up the entire top of the toy. So it's a good idea to be supporting the weight on the back of the toy right now. And what we're gonna do is lift the nose up, and we're gonna swing this pivot point here forward. Now, it will run into the pelvis, so it's a good idea to bring your pelvis out. Now that is a peg, you can bring it out too far, it'll just pop off. Not really a big deal, but if you can, you'll get past it like that. It doesn't really matter after that. Keep bringing it forward, and then you can line up the cockpit with the back of the cockpit right there. And there's a double hinge here, so make sure you can lift it straight up and then click it right into place, and then swivel the nose cone forward. Now we need to do something about this head, and if you have a Mirage version, really it's only the Mirage version, these little purple pieces you're gonna pull up to create some room. You don't have to do that with Hayate or Bogue because their heads doesn't have anything on the side. We could spin the head around right now, and then we're going to flip this toy over, and here you could see there's the neck section. And what we want to do is just pry out that piece there and spin this around. Now, if you've got a Siegfried toy, this is all very familiar to you. Once that is back into this position, you can apply a little pressure from up above to seat the head, and then come back down, and we can rotate this to come back behind. And then we're just going to do a little wiggle jiggle here. There we go. So that's now into the proper position. This is going to come back as we bring the whole toy back up and over. It should look something like this. And then we could just kind of shimmy it all forward, and you'll see that's looking pretty much like GERWALK mode. Come to the bottom of your toy, you have this pelvis piece. Bring that forward, push down on the hinge, and then push down up top, and that kind of locks things into place as we get the legs ready. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up the GERWALK joint here, and then that allows me to seat this peg right here into a little slot, and everything's got to line up just right, and that'll peg into place, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Those legs are not going to cut it for GERWALK mode, so now we're going to engage the extension. We're going to sweep the knee forward. That'll allow us to sweep the leg forward as far as we want to go. And then we can bring our foot and bring that down. Watch for that little piece in the back so you don't pop it off. If you do pop it off, it's just a ball joint, no big deal. And there you go. Put it into position, lean it how you want, and your legs are ready to go. Get your guns positioned how you want them. So I'm going to go a little back like that, and you're looking good. Clearly the back of my toy is a little disheveled right now, so I'm going to bring up my vertical stabilizer and then bring around my wings, and as I do this, I'm just going to kind of shimmy a little bit, because what you want to do is get that hard point to rotate upward, And there's a peg right here in the front, and that's gonna go into that slot you see on the side. We're gonna repeat on the other side. Couple quick fine-tuning things you'll probably have to do here. Put your hand in and apply pressure and snug that nose cone back. For whatever reason, this area doesn't lock together as tight as it should, but that usually helps. Get your nose cone twisted just right, and then you might have those vertical stabilizers to line up. But otherwise, you're in GERWALK mode. If this is as far as you're going, stop and enjoy it. Otherwise, we'll move on to fighter. You can leave the mission pack out in fighter mode. You could leave it partially extended like this. You got a few different options. The front of that gun is not locking. There it goes. I'm gonna put it away, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring the gun upward now, and it keeps falling off right there. I don't know what's going on. Shouldn't have to do that. All right, so gun in that position, and then you just rotate it around and lock that piece into place, and then I can bring this down and around, and that's just gonna make my life easier for shooting this video. It doesn't have to be done as your first step, but there we go. So far, you might be thinking this is just a Siegfried transformation, but it's a little different at this step here. We're gonna straighten out our hand, and we're gonna rotate it like so, and get that thumb over on the side, just like this. We're gonna lift up this panel, and then we're actually gonna push this forearm, put your thumb right down on this green cuff, finger is on the back of the cannon, and push up, and you see how that moved? So now we can bring that all the way up and level, and we can bring this hand over like so, and then we can bring our gun around. Now there's a double hinge here, so again, like the wing, we have to kind of like wiggle jiggle as we come up, and then it'll lay straight across like so. Let's do that on the other side as well. Now we're gonna go ahead and rotate our arm around. So I've got it pointing down with the gun pointing up forward facing me. I'm gonna twist this around. So you got that screw hole facing forward. You can see the bottom of everything. And then we're gonna take our toy, rotate the shoulder, and press it in nice and firm. Then we're gonna take our toy from this angle. I'm gonna pop up the wing so you can see what we're doing. There is a little tooth here, and what we wanna do is get under that tooth as we come back. So just be conscious of it, press down a little bit, bring it around, and in theory, the shoulder is going to be tucked in right behind that tooth. Let's not worry about it too much right now. We've got this panel right here we have to lift up, and then we're going to bring the wing down on top of that. And this is a little tricky with one hand. Let's not mind that. We will line everything up. You can see the fingers and the hand going into that crevice there. This peg here is where all of the heavy lifting gets done. So press in, press firmly, close those doors up, rotate your gun in position, and let's do the same thing on the other side. Now stop and do a sanity check real quick here. This is what the arm should look like. You can see there's those triangles there. If it doesn't look like that, this piece is rotatable. So you're gonna rotate that center piece until everything's lined up just right. You're gonna press down from above and below, and just sync that all up nice and tight, and it should look just like that. Let's get our foot in fighter mode position by closing it, and then you're gonna press very firmly, and once you've done that, you're going to bring this little heel piece and shove it down like so. Do the same thing on the other side. Now we're gonna straighten out the leg and close the kneecap, press closed like so, and then take the GERWALK joint and just press that all into place until that's flat. Now you can see a little fit and finish area. There's a gap right there, and the leg is supposed to be somewhat behind the arm here. There it goes. So they might have to twist the leg a little bit to get behind on that point right there. Otherwise, should be pretty straight. Come to the back, seat these pegs back here, and everything should be good and solid. Now, you might be watching this video because on your toy, the gun is pointing way down, like my Bogue toy. And I don't have an answer for you. Sometimes I have toys where they sit nice and flush, and other times that crap happens. Guys, I lied and I figured it out, and maybe this will solve your problem too. So I've transformed this toy several times, and there was a spot in this step where we shifted the forearm forward. Let's see if I can do it right now. Let's put the toy down. So you bring this piece forward. See that movement? Well, what was happening is there was a piece of flash or something that was stopping it from going the full distance up. And because it wasn't going the full distance this way, when I brought the gun over, it wasn't completely flush against the arm. So now that I've done this enough time and pushed much harder, it is freed up. That arm slides like it's supposed to. And now that gun is like fresh. It's friggin' amazing. It works now. It's flush up against that piece. I can push everything back into place and it will sit perfectly flush along here. So problem solved with great relief. If you're having that problem too, that's what's going on. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up some things around there, but just wanted to make sure you knew of that. Okay, so pegged in everything on the back like you're supposed to. Legs are now solid, toy is now solid. You can see the stripes along the side, all good. Legs looking good. Get your vertical stabilizers just where you want them, and as you can see, you might have bumped the nose cone. Figure that out, and you should be now in fighter mode. Thanks for taking this little stroll walkthrough with me today. If it helped you out, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up. If you're having issues along the way, do feel like you can leave a comment and check out anymoon.com for more. Thanks for watching, everybody.